Okay, this last one. We see in education for our the years of formal education. All right, and it says describe and interpret the distribution of years of formal education. Mention any unusual features. Okay, so here it looks like we have a few peaks. Okay, peak here, and then another peak here, and another peak here. And then maybe even another small peak here. All right, so we have, we would say, let me scoot this over. And so this would be multimodal with peaks at, looks like 12 years. So people who graduated from high school, 13, 14 years, it looks like. So probably those who went to junior college and graduated with like an associate's. 16 years, so an additional 4 years beyond beyond high school, so probably bachelor's degrees, and then 18 years, maybe those who got a master's degree or something like that. So that would be multimodal. So that talks about the shape. But well, we also want to say, you know, it looks to also be left skewed. Okay, you know, a little bit of left skew, slightly. The center, you know, typical amounts. The center, we would say something, you know, if I had to balance this, I would say something around 12 or 13 years. And that's just eyeballing, okay? Again, trying to see if I had to balance this somewhere. This is just kind of an eyeball estimate, okay? And anything unusual, it seems like we do have an outlier, someone who had 0 years of formal education. Maybe an outlier, someone with 0. Okay. And then the next part says, assuming that those with 16 years of education completed a bachelor's degree, it says estimate how many of the people in this sample got a bachelor's degree or higher. Okay, so the bachelor's degree would be 16 years or more. Okay. So we got to kind of estimate how many people are in this peak. So here, just drawing a horizontal line across, it looks to be somewhere around 300 something. Okay, so I'm going to guess that this peak is maybe about 300, and this peak looks to be something around there. So maybe, or not a peak, but that bar represents probably about 50, and this bar represents, you know, these are just estimates based on the graph here, but this one maybe 120, who knows, okay? And I'm just making up numbers here. This one, I would say 40, and this one maybe we'll say 50, okay? So again, and this is just a rough estimate, okay? So it says, yeah, again, we're just estimate basically 16 or more years. So here I would say 300 plus 50 plus 120 plus 40 plus 50. Okay, so if I add all of those up, you know, and if you used a ruler to kind of get finer estimates, and maybe this is even higher than 300, but here I'm getting something around 560 people have a bachelor's degree or higher, and I probably want to modify my estimate of 300 to something a little bit more, but whatever, 560 seems to be close enough for now, and if you get something a little higher or lower, that's also fine. Okay, and it says the sample has, part C says the sample has 2018, okay, sample 18 people. So what percent? So in this case, the percentage would be 560 divided by 2018. So I do 560 divided by 2018, and I get 27.8%. of the people in my sample have bachelor's degrees or higher. And it says, how does this compare with Wikipedia's estimate that 27% have a bachelor's degree? I would say that's pretty darn close. So part C, very close to Wikipedia's estimate. So that's great.